Jealousy doesn't disappear. The body still reacts. Thoughts still try to pull you in. And yet, this time, something is different. You don't disappear into it. You watch it happen. And if you keep watching, you will notice what changes when awareness steps in. That's where everything starts to shift, quietly but completely. The feeling still comes up, the body still reacts, the thought still tries to take over, but somehow it doesn't pull you in the same way anymore. Before, the moment jealousy appeared, you were inside it without even realizing. It felt personal, it felt urgent. It felt like something was wrong and needed to be fixed immediately. You didn't choose the reaction. You became the reaction, and that felt normal. At some point, and it's usually very quiet, something changes. You notice yourself noticing. That feeling arises, and instead of being swallowed by it, there's a bit of space, just space. And in that space, you realize something's strange. The jealousy is happening, but it's not you. It's moving through you. The body tightens, thoughts start forming stories. The familiar patterns try to run, and you're watching it happen, not analyzing it, not trying to stop it. You're just seeing it. That's where awakening actually shows up in daily life. In this simple shift, you're no longer collapsed into the reaction. Before, there was no separation, but now there is. And that separation changes everything. Because when you're inside jealousy, it feels like truth. It feels like danger. It feels like something meaningful is happening. But when you're beside it, you start to see how automatic it is. The reaction doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't check facts. It just fires. A look, a delay, a change in tone, and the body reacts before thought even arrives. Awakening doesn't stop that. What it changes is identification. You are no longer convinced. You are no longer convinced that every reaction needs to be followed. You see the reaction arise, and you don't disappear into it. At first, that is uncomfortable, because the old habit wants action. It wants reassurance. It wants control. It wants to do something to feel safe again. But awareness doesn't rush. It stays. And by staying, you begin to see something clearly. Jealousy isn't asking to be solved. It's asking to be seen. When it's unseen, it gets louder. When it's ignored, it turns into tension. When it's resisted, it becomes obsession. But when it is seen, really seen, it starts to lose its grip. Slowly, gradually. because the body realizes it doesn't need to scream anymore. People think awakening means you won't feel these things again. But awakening is the opposite. You feel them more clearly without being controlled by them. You are here with the sensation, the tight chest, the heat, the looping thoughts, and you're not feeding the story. You're not rehearsing scenarios. You're just here. And that watching does something powerful. It breaks the loop. Because jealousy survives on unconscious identification, it leads you to believe it. And once you stop mistaking it for truth, it weakens on its own. This doesn't make you detached from life. You still care. You still love. You still feel connection. But fear no longer runs the relationship. That's the difference. Awakening doesn't remove attachment overnight. It loosens it. It creates space. And in that space, behavior changes naturally. You react less. You explain less. You control less. Not because you're trying to be better, but because the urgency is gone. Nothing is being threatened in the same way. And sometimes, something surprising happens. The feeling passes without you doing anything. And after that happens a few times, you realize you don't have to manage every emotion inside you. Awareness is enough. Seeing what's happening while it is happening, and not disappearing into it. Jealousy may still appear tomorrow, or next week, or in a different form. But the grip is weaker, because once something is seen clearly, it doesn't own you anymore.